got the microwave stripped, and here's all the bits, and there's more there, and all the screws, including the feet at the front. Got a bit of grease on them. Okay, now this winding on the transformer went up to the magnetron on there. Do this right around and everybody can see. They went on there, both of those. Okay. But for our purposes, we don't need it, and it will be coming out anyway. I think it's about 2-3 turns, something, whatever. But you've got some nice heat resistant cable there, which we'll keep. And I do try to keep the spade connections on most of the cables if I can. You'll see when we get to the micro switches what happens when one basically heat welds itself on. So that will go into my cable box. This is a very, very useful transformer. Very useful piece of kit. You can make all sorts out of it. We're primarily interested in the thick coil, which is the primary in the UK. Don't know about microwaves overseas. The reason being, it's very thick magnetic wire, so it will wind coils that will produce a decent amount of current. I'm not talking 20-30 amps, I'm just talking moderate, 5-10 amps that would charge a car battery. But we're not going to be charging car batteries, we'll be charging the lithium ions. Now this coil here, which isn't exposed, has loads and loads of windings of thin wire, and that's where your high voltage comes out. Typically, I should imagine it would be around about 1,000 volts. I don't know exactly, somebody will probably correct me. Before I go any further, you got to remember that I'm a see it and do it man. I'm not, oh well, I've got to calculate the thickness of this wire and how many turns will I need and all. It's do it, try it, if it don't work, make it work. Now the high voltage side, high voltage secondary is very useful as well, because it's got lots and lots of turns of very thin wire. Now you can make volts out of that wire as well. Ideal for charging one lithium ion battery if you set it up right, and other rechargeable batteries. But you can also get it to charge a capacitor bank to run LEDs, that sort of thing. So nothing is thrown away, well, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, pardon me. Now, that's the coils. Now, what a lot of people do as well, is they'll cut this secondary coil out and wind really thick cable in, generally in the order of 4 mil, something like that. They only want a few turns. And they make welders out of these. And from the videos I've seen, they're great welders as well. Now, how the hell do you get this out? Well, it's really quite simple, because you've got a letter E formed there, and then you just got a straight form there. And all you do is get yourself a grinder. Don't try hacksawing it, you'll be there forever. Get yourself a grinder disc cutter, something that can take that weld out. and it's only that one you want out where you can see the line between the E and the flat laminations. Excuse me. And once you've cut down almost below, you don't have to go all the way below, just a fraction below the weld on that side, and then over here, remember, danger, high voltage when it's in the microwave. Always be aware that microwaves with a charge in the capacitor are very dangerous. They can cause lethal injury. Now there's the other side of the weld you want to cut, so you cut down through that as well. And then 9 times out of 10, if you get a piece of wood against this plate here, coming up here, and you hit it with a hammer, that will knock that off. You need a hardish bit of wood, you know, light oak, something like that. But you can use a metal chisel, whatever, just up against this plate. It's just enough to shock this crack and break it off. And once that's broken off, what I do, because you'll be able to see the letter E in the laminations left, now that this is off. I should be going through all this anyway when I come to do it. But what I do is I put the coils on 2 pieces of timber like that, and fairly high up, and I only hit the laminations. I don't touch the coils. I don't even get a screwdriver in and try and lever them out. The reason for that is you can very easily scratch the enamel. Once you scratch the enamel and expose the copper underneath, it's no longer insulated, and whatever experiment or project you're building won't work. You probably find that the damage is right in the middle of the coil that you're winding, and that causes problems. So bear that in mind. Right, that's the microwave oven transformer. Now we need some magnets to induce a current and a voltage into the coils that we wind off here. And we get them from the magnetron. I get my screwdriver. There's one magnet. Right. And there's the other magnet. I polarise this. Right, there's the other one. Okay. Right. Now then, how do you get it apart? Really, it's fairly straightforward. I've seen all sorts of things that people do to get these apart, and I sometimes sit there and laugh because they make it so complicated. But basically, what you want is either 2 adjustable spanners, an adjustable spanner, and a 50 pair of pliers. Anything where you can slide over this bit here, or this piece here on either side, right? Now here we've got a gold washer which needs to come out, and you know, as you can see, it's coming out fairly easy. But what I tend to do is I tend to leave it in there until it's out of the you know, off the magnets. But you know, if it comes off easy, then I take it off easy. Sometimes they don't because they're trapped in the edge. But funnily enough, you can use that as well, and I'll be showing you what that can be used for later on. Got to keep you guessing for a bit, haven't I? Can't tell you everything. Okay, now this piece here is the bit that makes the microwaves, as far as I know. That's pure guess on my part. And I've read up on these, and they have very dodgy chemical compositions. But if you're very careful and you wear gloves, you should be fine. Okay? You can wear a face mask as well. I'd recommend it. I don't, because I know what I'm at. I've done enough of these. And all that's in this chamber here is 2 coils that go up to, they took out the connections at the back here which go up to this working area up here. Okay, so that's the magnetron.